Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Fantastic day today. Well, I have to confess that for me every day is fantastic, but today is special. Special in a good way. Why? Because at 11 a.m. I have a guest and I will upload that video today, later today, probably early afternoon. My guest is Mr. Jared Taylor. Fantastic. Now, in the meantime, let's talk about Ukraine, talk about the Russians and Trump, Putin and Trump, Zelensky in Budapest, Hungary, and we have the German government collapses. All right, let's start first with this massive Russian attack on Ukraine. You can say, well, every day is massive. No, this is a little bit bigger than before. So let's start with the first article. Here it is. Ukrainska Pravda. Russians bombard Ukraine with 106 UAVs on November 7th. Ukraine downs 74. I will make a video with the comments on the Mr. Jared Taylor's interview and conversation. So I will read the comments and I will make a video I will go over all the comments over there and discuss them. Okay? I'm not going to give the names. I decided not to do it, but you know who you are. Okay. All right, let's move on. I'm very excited about it, and you will find out one of the reasons. So here is the evidence of all these drones. On the night of 6 to 7 November, Russia carried out an attack on Ukrainian territory with 106 attack drones. Ukraine's air defense is down 74. So let's see what else they did. On November, the enemy attacked with 100 Shahed and unidentified drones from the directions of Kursk, Primorsko-Akhtarsk and Oriol in Russian Federation, as well as the temporarily occupied territory of Crimea. Probably that is Cape Shauda. So let me show you where they launched their UAVs from. Kursk, Primorsko-Akhtarsk and Oriol. So Kursk, Oriol, right, these two, this is Ukraine, and then we go south over the Azov Sea, this is Primorsko-Akhtarsk, exactly here, and then you have Cape Shauda exactly here. So from here, from the south, and then from the north, Kursk and Oriol. All right, let's see what did they attack. According to reports, 74 Russian UAVs were shot down as of noon in Odessa, or I assume it's noon, I think it's midnight though. Odessa, Mykolaiv, Kherson, Kyiv, Sumy, Poltava, Kharkiv, Kirovohrad, Zhytomyr, Cherkasy, and Chernihiv. All these things are half of Ukraine. So it's all this right here. Give and take. Nothing in Khmelnytsky, Rovno, Lutsk, Lvov, this kind of thing. So just half of it. I say just, but you know, it's bad. 25 Russian drones have been lost in various parts of Ukraine. So got 25 plus 74, that's what, 99. 99 out of 106. So that means they got what, 7 drones that maybe went back to mommy, to Moscow. The airstrike was repelled by anti-aircraft missile forces, aviation, electronic warfare units, Air Force mobile fire groups, and Ukrainian Defense Forces. Good for you. Let's see what happened. Mass overnight drone attack on Kyiv. Debris falls in 6 districts. Casualties, fires reported. Well, now that Trump was selected as the president of the United States of America, these guys try to, melt people's hearts. And, that's a lot of destruction there, unfortunately, for the Ukrainian nation, because some people decided they want more money and power. Reuters has published photos. I'm not going to publish photos whatsoever because you know how it is with these guys in YouTube. So Kyiv was attacked by over 30 Russian drones, which were neutralized over the capital, all of them, and on the outskirts of the city, reported head of Kyiv City Military Administration. The attack was massive. The enemy drones approached Kyiv both individually and in groups. The attack occurred in waves from different directions, with drones approaching the city at various altitudes, both very low and high. Over 30 Russian drones were neutralized over Kyiv and on the outskirts of the city. The exact number and type of drones will be announced by the Air Force. Debris fell in 6 districts of the city. Residential and non-residential buildings were damaged. Fires broke out, which were promptly extinguished. 2 people, pa pa pa, pee pee pee, poo poo poo. So, what's going on here? From Ukraine form, more than 30 enemy drones shot down in Kyiv and its suburbs. Debris fall in 6 districts. The same thing as the other one. Boom. Sputnik. Let's see what the Russians say about the attack. Russian forces strike Ukrainian military airfield infrastructure. Now, that's what they say. I haven't read anything in the first article, anything about any missiles, and it didn't down any missiles. Let's see what the Russians are saying. Russian aviation and artillery forces have targeted the infrastructure of a Ukrainian military airfield, drone storage and launch preparation sites, as well as missile and artillery weapons, ammunition, and fuel depots. 55 drones were also shot down by the air defenses, so the Ukrainians returned the favor. And I'm quoting, operational tactical aviation, strike drones, missile forces, and artillery of the Russian armed forces struck the infrastructure of a military airfield, storage and launch preparation site for unmanned aerial vehicles, as well as Ukrainian missile and artillery weapon, ammunition, and fuel depots. Concentrations of enemy personnel and military equipment were also targeted in 119 areas, it added. Got that? So this is what the Russians claim. Is it true? I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not, but this is what they report. And we have another article from Sputnik where the Russians claim that they liberate one settlement in the Donetsk People's Republic, or Donetsk Oblast, however you prefer. Russian forces liberate Kemennaya Balka in Donetsk region. So these guys are attacking. Now look at these guys. This is all, I have to say it, because, you see, supposedly over there it's a lot of smoke and it's a real war, but there's no dust on these guys. Nothing. Not even on that little thing over there. If you zoom in, it has a screen. There's no dust on it. Nothing. They're just like taken from the Hollywood set. Anyway, not even on their helmets, but they're in a war, please. The Russian Ministry of Defense reported that the Russian military has taken control of the village of Kemennaya Balka. As a result of successful offensive actions, forces of the Center Battle Group liberate the village of Kemennaya Balka in the Donetsk People's Republic. So that means they are going towards right here. Kemennaya Balka is a small village located a kilometer south of Tsukurino. From there, it is possible to advance south towards Novoselidovo, still held by the Ukrainian forces. A highway runs south of Novoselidovo towards Kurakovo, providing the Russian army with a strategic base for advancing towards the city from the north. So this is what they were talking about. This is Selidovo, this is Kurakovo. So he's talking about this area and right here. This is in Donetsk People's Republic. This is Pokrovsk, the next victim of the Russians. They will get there. So this is, they're talking about advancing here. They're going to advance here and they will go around Pokrovsk at one point. I suspect that's going to happen, let's say, within 2 months. All right, let's move on. Let's see what do we have next. Shall we? Ram pam pam, tsam pam pam. All right. Well, you know, Donald Trump was selected as being the president of the United States of America, the 47th, and some people said that Putin secretly congratulated Trump because he was a pussy and he was afraid to do it in plain view, and probably Trump told him, "Baby, don't call me, my husband is home." All right, so this is the Russian response to that. Russia Today. This is from the November 7th, 2024. Kremlin responds to claim of quote-unquote secret Trump congratulations. Dmitry Peskov has not ruled out direct talks before January's inauguration of the next US president. The Kremlin has denied reports suggesting that Russian President Vladimir Putin has secretly congratulated Donald Trump on his US election win, describing the claim as unreliable and inaccurate. All right, so that it doesn't... Maybe, again, this is weasel talk. Spokesman Dmitry Peskov told journalists on Thursday that he had no knowledge of any congratulatory message from Putin to Trump. So he doesn't say, no, he didn't. I have no knowledge. If someone did it, I don't know about it. All right, Peskov's statement follows a report from an anonymous, oh, I love anonymous, Western-funded media outlet alleging that Moscow has already sent a private congratulatory message to the US president-elect. So what's wrong with that again? Let's say he did it, so he was not supposed to? Well, I don't think he did it, but who cares? I don't know their internal policies over there, and external, foreign. The Kremlin spokesman was firm in dismissing the claim, adding, that I'm quoting, "We are talking about an unfriendly country that is directly and indirectly involved in the war against us." And I'm quoting again, Trump said he would call Putin before the inauguration. Here are his words. "We have nothing else to say yet." Got it? Now, that means Trump must call Putin. Kremlin does not rule out talks between Putin and Trump before inauguration. Why? Because according to Peskov, Trump said he would call Putin before inauguration. I think he will do. So, if he's the leader of the free world, who can stop him? The ones who are really in charge. Putin's press secretary Dmitry Peskov does not rule out Russian leader Vladimir Putin's communication with US President-elect Donald Trump before his inauguration on 20th of January 2025. Donald Trump makes it until January 20th, 2025. Why? He's old. All right. Putin's communication with Trump before the inauguration is not ruled out. The Kremlin proceeds from the statements of the US president-elect. There you have it. "We have never refused to speak with anyone," says Peskov. "President Putin emphasizes our position every time this topic comes up. Talking is always better than isolating ourselves from each other." Correct, Lavrov said, "I'm sorry," when he was asked about the prospects for contacts with the Trump team. I always said, you have a disagreement, discuss it. It doesn't mean you're going to solve the disagreement, but you have more chances of solving it than keeping quiet and being a narcissistic and giving the silence treatment or something like that. A lot of misunderstandings could arise from being quiet. No, talk, even if the talk is nasty. But you know where the other side is, and then you can go somewhere and think, okay, what can I do? What did I do wrong? What can I do to talk to this guy? How can I get through his head? And the other thing should happen on the other side. If you want to solve the problem. If you don't want to solve the problem, don't talk. Just pump and you solve the problem that way. So let's go to the next topic, which is Trump cabinet pushes to freezing Ukraine conflict. So Trump said he's going to solve the conflict. And we have here some people in Trump's camp who made some statements saying that actually Trump is a few scenarios. He's not going to be saying peace as oh, Ukraine is yours or anything like this. No, he said that Ukraine will temporarily freeze its NATO membership request temporarily. In the meantime, we arm them. That's exactly what they say. The Russians will be afraid. They will keep what they have temporarily. And when these guys get better again and healthier with our new operation ready, then we're going to say, you know what, now it's time for you to do it. We are on you. And maybe by that time, Putin is dead or something like this. And they have nobody but Medvedev to take his place. So let's see. Russia Today. This is again from today. Trump cabinet to push for quote-unquote freezing Ukraine conflict. For the very beginning, Putin said no. So it takes two to tango. I don't think so. But these guys are just looking at Trump as if Trump was going to show up in the parking lot and is going to say, hey, you go over there, clean your underwear, you go clean your room, you go over there, do your homework. And Putin is going to say, yes, I'm doing my homework, sorry, smack. No, it's not going to happen. You try to take care of this guy like you took care of Gaddafi and now you failed, but you think you can dictate? No. Russia took its gloves off. The president-elect's team plans to force Kyiv to suspend its nation aspirations, but that's temporary aspirations. Sources have told the outlet. Donald Trump team is considering several potential plans to end the Ukraine conflict, which would require Kyiv to drop its plans to join NATO in the foreseeable future. Now that's according to how close or how far your horizon is. So you can foresee it. If it's 2 days, then in 2 days. If it's 1,000 years, in 1,000 years. That's another baboon talk. Don't believe that. And freeze hostilities along the current front line. That's regrouping. The Wall Street Journal reported on Wednesday, citing sources. So according to he said he's gonna take care of He vowed to end hostilities between Moscow and Kiev within 24 hours, even before being sworn in the office. Stop hostilities, but that not solving the problem. Maybe he can. I don't think he's going to be able to stop the hostilities. This guy's going to say, not these guys. Putin will not agree with that. Even if this guy's going to threaten with our bombing or something, the other guy's going to say, we're going to do the same thing to you. Let's see you in the battlefield, or maybe wherever we have nuclear weapons, tra-la-la-la, you have to, tra-la-la-la. You want to play like that? I think that's where they're going to get to. So remember, Trump did not solve the conflict. He wants to end hostilities. So it's a big, big, big drop. All right, let's see. But it's good. It's good. Stop the hostilities first. But, what's important is the conditions under which you stop the hostilities temporarily. According to officials and aides familiar with the situation. Oh my God, I love this one. I have some friends familiar with the situation. I can make up whatever claims I want. You can't verify because of confidentiality issues. I have my policies, remember? The Trump team does not yet have a detailed plan with different factors, and I'm quoting, set to complete to influence the Republicans' foreign policy. Such traditionally minded Trump allies as Mike Pompeo, an imbecile, who served as Secretary of State and CIA Director during the presidential-elect first term, are reportedly pushing for a deal that, I'm quoting, doesn't appear to give a major win to Moscow. Mike Pompeo, you should shut up. And CIA Director, you do your job. Don't try to influence our country and be in charge of it. Other figures, such as Richard Grenell, who could become Trump's national security advisor, may advocate for ending the conflict as soon as possible, even if Kiev has to make significant concessions. That's all temporarily. However, according to the Wall Street Journal, peace proposals, and I'm quoting, uniformly recommend freezing the war in place and forcing Ukraine to temporarily suspend its quest to join NATO. No, Russia will not agree with temporarily, and Russia will control Ukraine. That's the end game. If they're not losing, losing is Putin dies and about 300 people in charge of Russia, and these guys put their weasels, and then everything stops in Russia. Or if the economy collapses. So it says here, Trump's transition paper, three unnamed officials inside Trump's transition office told the paper that one idea is to have Ukraine pledge not to join NATO for at least 20 years, while in exchange the US would provide Kiev with ample weapons deliveries to keep Russia at bay. Are these guys really so dumb? Or they think we are dumb? Or both? Are you crazy? First, Russia will not swim halfway, get tired, and go back, swim back. It's gonna swim the other half as well, instead of going back. So Russia is in the ring right now. Bruised here a little bit, but is gonna win if these guys are continuing to do what they do. Look on the realities in the field. So, yes, we're gonna just temporarily and pledge. Yeah, I pledge I don't do this. Yeah, really? How about the Minsk agreements? Did you pledge that? The Russians should not, nobody should not trust anybody unless they verify or you build a trust relationship between the two. I don't think it's a trust relationship between the United States of America or Ukraine and Russia or the Western world. These guys, and probably those guys, lied too many times to one another. And I know the other side, we, the people, But how? 1991, 1994, 2008, 2014, 2015, 2021. All these things, I'm not going to go over them. I went at length in other videos. So, the Russians, if they agree with this, they're baboons. I wouldn't. All right. Let's go to the next article, which comes from Russia Today, and we find out that Scholz took a shit. And that is in the form of Germany's Scholz fires coalition partners leader. The government coalition has been at odds over economic policy in recent months. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz has sacked Finance Minister Christian Lindner. Government's spokesperson and confirmed Lindner, the head of the business-friendly Free Democratic Party. You can't be, if you're Free Democratic Party and you're business-friendly. all right, has been at odds with, if you put Democratic Socialist Party, then they're very much business friendly, has been at odds with other coalition members over economic policies. The three coalition partners, Scholz, Social Democrats, Socialists, Lindner, FDP, and the Greens, Socialist Communists. This is the left, represented by Economic Minister Robert Habeck, Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock, oh my god, two infantiles, were to hold a series of meetings this week in order to resolve the differences. During the talks, Lindner claimed that there was not sufficient common ground between the coalition partners about economic and financial policy, German media reported. So it says that, according to media reports, the leader of the three coalition parties spent 2.5 hours discussing ways to plug the multi-billion euro hole in next year's budget and give a kickstart to the economy. No, that's what you do. You just lift the sanctions of cheap natural gas and oil from the Russians, and then I guarantee you that your economy is gonna bounce back. And not only, you impose sanctions on yourselves because Al Capone told you that, and that tells you who's in control. So you can fire these baboons if you're in charge. You don't start. Why don't you start a Nord Stream pipeline 2? It's one pipeline still available. Out of 4, 3 were blown up. So why then don't they open it? Start it. I guarantee you the Americans, the Germans will benefit of cheap natural gas from Russia greatly. So it's useless if you fire these baboons, because you are a baboon. Scholz, remember when he came to Washington, D.C. Before Putin invaded or something like that, and he was pressed by the American press what he's going to do with, he's going to continue with the Nord Stream 1, Nord Stream 2 pipelines, and he was like, instead of say, yeah, that's an economic, how do you call it, national security thing. We need that very cheap. Yeah, well, of course we are. As you do whatever you want, we're going to do whatever we want. We're a free country. You. But no, he was... my pussy hurts. That's what he did. And then when he came home to Berlin, he was asked the same question and said, is that a leader? Nowadays, that's how you call a leader. All right, so let's go to the next article related to the same with the previous one. German government collapses. Chancellor Olaf Scholz has announced a vote of confidence, potentially paving the way for snap elections. Germany's traffic light coalition has fallen apart, leaving Olaf Scholz at the helm of a minority government consisting solely of his Social Democratic Party and the Greens. These guys are all socialists. This follows the Chancellor's dismissal of Free Democratic Party leader Christian Lindner as finance minister. So the Greens expressed regret. Do something, don't express regret. I'm sorry, over the development, but stated that they wish to remain part of the minority government, emphasizing that the need of you're gonna have Annalena still in the government. Annalena Baerbock is no. If that's the level of Germany, I'm sorry for you, my Deutsche Volk, you're in bad shape. And the last topic here: Zelensky arrives in Budapest, Hungary, Magyarország. So you're going to go to Magyarország? Here. Zelensky arrived in Budapest. You're going to meet Mr. Orbán, Prime Minister of Hungary. President Volodymyr Zelensky has arrived at the European Political Community Summit in Budapest on 7th of November. Now, he's not meeting face-to-face like just an invitation. It's because of the European Political Community Summit. First, Zelensky met with Latvian Prime Minister Erika Siliņa. Good for you. The European Political Community Summit is taking place in Budapest on 7th of November. At the summit, European leaders will discuss the US election results and begin shaping their response to Donald Trump's return to the presidency. Weak people. What they will do? They will say, the sheriff is back in town. So clean everything, wipe your mouth, make sure you don't have any Lewinsky clothes to show to anybody after your so on, and be cool. See what the deity says, and if he shows up, you just wave like that. Okay, don't say anything, and you see. That's exactly how these baboons are gonna be. Now, I don't think Donald Trump is gonna do much, but and that's not clapping but yapping. But hopefully, I mean, better than the alternative. So my friends, here it is for the first video of today. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and then be just. See you later.